I have reviewed quite a number of high-end ASUS notebooks in the past, and while they have all been fun to fiddle around with, a lot of them aren't very accessible to the masses due to their high price tags. This ASUS Vivobook 15, on the other hand, might be one of the more budget-friendly notebooks around. Not only does it come with a gorgeously calibrated OLED panel, but its internals make it versatile for daily content, design, and so much more. The fact that this Vivobook only costs 16,999 Rand is likely the most remarkable part about the notebook. This means for a budget you can get a portable machine with an OLED panel and some decent power without breaking the bank. Sure, there are some things I wish this notebook had. For example, the display can rotate 180 degrees downward, but it isn't touchscreen. But the notebook more than makes up for this with other cool features such as its Microbial Guard Plus, which protects the outer shell from bacteria and other nasty things you don't want spreading on your daily device. This ASUS Vivobook 15 OLED does come in a few models. This specific model is the M1505 variant, which includes an AMD 7730 CPU coupled with an integrated AMD graphics. But you can also get this notebook with a 15-inch 1.8K 120Hz OLED display with the same CPU in it. The ASUS Vivobook 15 OLED is a small form factor notebook. Right from the start, this notebook screams portability thanks to its thin and lightweight design. The 15-inch panel stretches as far as possible across the lid, taking up 88% of the available space. There is a webcam at the top of the display which features a privacy shield which can be opened and closed. The webcam comes with some nifty image optimization tech to clean up noisy video. I do test that out later on. The entire notebook is plastic, which makes this device not only more affordable but also contributes to the featherlight design. The plastic, as I mentioned before, features ASUS's Antimicrobial Guard Plus, which is basically a virus and bacterial inhibiting material. It can prevent the spread of unwanted germs on the plastic shell. The inner of the notebook features a full-size keyboard, which is nice to see on this 15-inch body. The keyboard features white LED backlighting and feels great to type on. The trackpad is also nice and big, which makes getting around Windows 11 with gestures a lot easier too. There's also a fingerprint scanner on the trackpad. I did feel like the trackpad was a little bit wobbly for my liking. Even nudging it slightly caused it to creak and wobble around. As for the ports, on the right hand side you'll find an HDMI 2.0 port, two USB 3.2 Gen 1 ports, an audio jack combo port and a USB-C 3.2 Gen 1 port with power delivery. On the left hand side there's a USB 2.0 port. Overall, the design of this ASUS Vivobook 15 OLED is familiar, but that isn't a bad thing. The fact that this notebook only weighs 1.7 kgs is impressive, and everything you need on the go is packed into it. ASUS says this device is also US military grade tested, meaning it has passed 12 tests and can withstand a bunch of environments and situations you'll likely never find yourself in, such as negative 32-degree weather. It's nice to have in the notebook, but is it necessary? I don't think so. The biggest selling point of this ASUS Vivobook 15 OLED is of course its display, and the OLED panel is pretty fantastic. Sure, the HD factor here is hard to miss, text isn't as sharp as it should be, and the general image quality definitely suffers from the 1080p resolution. However, the panel is bright and vibrant, which is a great trade-off for the lower resolution. The 15-inch panel also means the HD content doesn't take such a big hit due to the higher PPI on the OLED display. Everything I did on the display looked good, from watching videos I filmed in HDR on YouTube to general web browsing and app use. The color is especially punchy and clear. ASUS has also made the entire top of the panel 180 degrees rotatable. This means the top of the lid can rotate all the way down and sit flat on the table. ASUS says it makes sharing the screen with others easier, but I can't imagine a circumstance where turning the display flat would be easier than simply turning the super lightweight device around instead. As for the performance on this notebook, the AMD Ryzen 7 7730U CPU definitely carries its own weight and makes most tasks a breeze. I did run loads of benchmarks, but just general use of this notebook was snappy and fast. I had dozens of Chrome tabs open and everything was pretty smooth, and I barely heard the fans. Here are some tests I ran with a focus on productivity. Of course, this isn't a gaming notebook, but you can get away with some light app games on it if you wanted to. The built-in GPU on the Ryzen 7 7730U can run most of the basic apps and even Fortnite. You won't be able to do much more with this chip, but it makes sense given the hardware on offer here. I need to chat about the fan noise because I was surprised at how little I heard these during all my tests. Even when running some intense gaming benchmarks on the device to check its performance, the fan simply whistled away with a soft hum. I could hear them when I put my ear to them, but there wasn't any sort of unpleasant noise at all. You barely even know they were there. When it comes to the battery, the ASUS Vivobook 15 OLED will get you through a couple of hours during the day before needing to charge. The CPU is low power and the OLED panel is also quite energy efficient. This means the 55 watt-hour battery can last about 67 hours with a 50% brightness on the panel while web browsing. The notebook can also charge up pretty fast too. It can go from 0 to 60% in just 50 minutes. The webcam is 720p and it's just okay. The noise cleaning features don't work as well as I hoped, and it doesn't produce a great image in low light scenes at all. Even with the bright light on my face, the image quality was overly smooth and it lacked detail. The webcam also struggles to keep its exposure. As for the speakers, they are also as basic as they come. They don't have any real kick to them at all and everything sounds low and lacks power. You'll be able to consume content with them for sure, but if you appreciate music and want a bit more, you'll want to wear headphones. At least you'll be able to hear the speakers when the fans are blowing thanks to how great the cooling is on this notebook. I think the ASUS Vivobook 15 OLED is quite a remarkable device, not because of its specs and power, but its price tag. It makes for a fantastic option for students and even the general users on the go who aren't looking for a workhorse, but just a device to get the job done. So those are my thoughts on the ASUS Vivobook 15 Pro OLED. Are you looking to pick this device up? Let me know in the comments down below. As usual, please do consider liking and subscribing for more content like this going forward. Also be sure to visit www.glitch.online for more gaming tech news and reviews. Until next time, farewell.